Hey guys, welcome back to Jivashastra Abhyasa. I am Yuva educator Niranjan Hegde. In this video, we are going to learn about the agents of pollination. So let's finish off the first thing. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because it's easy and free. So what's the wait? Let's begin. In my last video, we have learned about the types of pollination and what is pollination. If you haven't seen that video, please go and click over here. There will be a YouTube icon and you can get the video there. Today we are going to study, as I told you before, we are going to study about agents of pollination. That means the self-pollination doesn't need any of the pollinating agents. So then the cross-pollination needs the agents, okay. Cross-pollination needs the agents to carry the pollen grains or anther from one flower to the other flower of same plant or the different plant. So here there are biotic and abiotic components are involved, okay, in cross pollination, that is as a pollinating agent. So biotic and abiotic components are involved. They both are going to be the pollinating agents. So on the basis of these components, so mainly the pollinating agents are classified into three types. On which basis? On the biotic and abiotic components, it has been classified into three types. The first one is anemophily. So anemophily is a type of pollination which is carried out by wind. Simple thing, very simple thing, very most important thing also. 1 marks or 2 marks, it is very important for you people. 1 marks or 2 marks. By wind, through the wind, as a abiotic component, through the wind. So it is one of the abiotic component, right? Through the wind, there will be transformation of pollen grains from one flower to the other flower. So this type of this is the major type of pollination. So this type of pollination takes place in a certain number of plants which grows in a group. Okay. So for example, I will give you a simple one, that is a maize plant. Okay, maize plant. So I am going to come to this particular plant's adaptations for that. Before that, we are going to learn about the adaptations for this anemophilic plants. Okay, so mainly the anemophilic plants where the pollination is taken place by wind, there will be a particular adaptation has to take place, because wind pollination may or may not success. It has a less number of success. Okay, so that's why, so adaptations like a more number of generation, more pollen grain generation, or a modified style, so which can be seen over in the maize plant. So there will be long hanging style, you can see, which ends with a stigma. So these are some of the adaptations. These are the adaptations for the anemophilic plants. Okay, the second one is hydrophily. So hydrophily is a type of pollination. It is an agent which is taken, you know, that by water. By water, this process is going to take place. Then what are the types of individuals which are involved? Mainly the hydrophytic plants. Hydrophytic plants are involved in this particular hydrophily. Okay. Now for example, hydrilla and Vallisneria. Okay, Vallisneria. Okay, now how this particular thing happens in water. Okay, this is a simple method here. There is adaptations, okay, in the plant, in the female flower. The female flower or the flower is going to come up to the surface of the water. There will be lengthy petiole, otherwise there will be lengthy styles, okay, which ends with the stigma. So those will be the adaptations for these type of plants. So most of them don't undergo this process of cross pollination. They undergo the process of self pollination itself. But the plants like Hydrilla and Vallisneria can prove to be a cross pollinating plants by these kinds of adaptations, like the lengthy style coming up of the surface of the water. Through the style, stigma is going to come up to surface, that is water surface. The second one may be the petiole may be lengthy, lengthy, and here also the chances for the success rate is very low, because the male flower will release the pollen grains or anther into the water, which may or may not or it can be accidentally can come to this particular point of contact. So that's why most of this doesn't happens. So the success rate is very low. That's why they undergo also the sexual reproduction methods. Okay, fine. Next, the next part, or the third one is zoophily. Zoophily. Okay, what do you mean by zoophily? Zoophily, the cross pollination takes place by animals. The animals like bees, birds, then some of the mammals even, or butterflies, moths. So there are lot of individuals comes under the animals. Based on the particular animal, it has been classified into 5 types. Again, zoophily has been classified into 5 types based on the animals which cause the, or which will make the cross pollination as, or which acts as a pollinating agent. Okay, in that one, the first one, we can consider a mammal. Which flies, that is bats. That is now that particular kind of is known as Chiraptero, Chirapterophily. So it is by bats. The pollinating agent is here bats, and the example is fig trees, mainly fig trees, which as bats are nocturnal animals, so they attack the fig trees most for the fruit. There will be pollination is going to occur. Okay. Then Begonia species also one of the plant which takes as bats as their pollinating agent. And the next type is ornithophily. Okay, the name itself suggests by birds, right? By birds. Ornithology, study of birds. Ornithophily, the pollinating agent here is bird. Okay, birds like you have a lot of you have seen lot of birds which can be in your house gardens itself. Okay, those are like hummingbirds, comes under this particular ornithophily. Okay, so for example is the plants which undergoes are, so garden plants of course, but rather than that, Bombax mori, right? Bombax, that one, and also Butea monosperma. So this Butea monosperma mainly attracted by the bird species known as hanging parakeets. Okay, hanging parakeets will be here. So they are the most number of birds which they are very small birds which cannot see, and also it can hang to the flower itself. That much of low weight is there. So that's why Butea monosperma is majorly done by that. Okay, and moving on to the next one. Next one in this one, that is C. It is a Malacophily. Okay, this is a type of agents which where the snails and snails and slugs are involved. So mainly chrysanthemum, this is the plant where chrysanthemum is involved in this particular kind of pollination. This is a plant which happens to be by snails and slugs, where it will be there on that plant itself. And the fourth one is Myrmecophily. Okay, Myrmecophily. So these are the type of pollinating agent which includes ants. Means the cross pollination is done by ants. Okay, ants. For example, guava, then acacia. Okay, acacia plant you might have seen. Okay, on that there will be red ants you can find out, and a mango, even mango tree. So these are the four different kinds, and the last one is Entomophily. So which is by insects. The pollination will takes place by insects. Here you can give any type of flowers, any type of plants. You have seen every plant is go under this kind of cross pollination. Mango, banana, even sunflower, even very interestingly, Muscinda is a plant which attracts most number of insects because of its petal colors. So here the modification of the plant is it develops a high variant colors of their petals to attract the insect which come for nectar, right? You know that. So here itself we will finish off this topic, and at last I have left with only one extra thing I have to tell you, that is advantages of pollination. Okay, advantages of pollination. So what are the advantages of pollination? Mainly variation and evolution. Advantage is variation and evolution. Variation and evolutions are the both are togetherly, they will be together for everlast, because the cross pollination leads to the exchange of characters and development of more number of characters, which will lead to the variation, okay, in the next generation. That will, if that variation continues to grow more and more, that will go into the evolution. There will be new morphological or maybe genetical changes may happen to the species. So this is the very important advantage of cross pollination. I think this is the time for us to say goodbye for now. So before that, you need to do one thing, that is you need to go and subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for the notification. Until next time, let's hit the road of success together. Jai Hind.